lot of people out there in the world, they take their dogs and they just buy it because, oh, that's a pit bulldog, or that's a blue pit, or a red-nosed pit, or whatever kind of dog it is out there. They keep them because they just want to say that, like it's a trophy or something. Like, oh, I just got to have it just because I want it, so I can, when the conversation strikes up in the public, or on the phone, or in the store, something like that, or even friends around them have a lot of the same dogs. They want to get one, and they don't realize how much work it is to have a dog, and how high maintenance an animal is. So instead of trying to teach him manners and how to not get out of the yard, I have a dog, and a pit bull dog, and he don't go out of the front door. I can leave it wide open, and he doesn't, because I teach him not to go outside. And then I can understand the frustration on how people are, and they lose interest, and they just throw the damn thing in the backyard and tie it up or chain it up, and then they keep water out there or food. But man, I'm telling you, people in prison get better treatment than these animals do in some of the areas that I see them in. That, people in prison get visitors. They get extracurricular activities. They have something that keeps their interest. They get to go to improve themselves with classes, or they get to go to workshop, or get to go out. And sometimes there's programs that let them outside prison to go on work release and shit like that. I mean, these animals, these dogs, man, they don't even care. Their owners don't even care enough to let them out of the cage once in a while, run around, spend some daily time with them. I mean, shit. I mean, that's kind of like taking a baby, throwing a diaper on them, putting them in prison for the rest of their lives. As far as I'm concerned, it's very inhumane. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here and let that go. But I'm so ticked off at half the world out here that owns animals. They just really don't know, or they think they're disposable and kick them out on the street, or they just let them run the yard, or run out there in the yard. Or I catch them all over this neighborhood, man. Cars honking at them and crap. They even got a collar on with a dog tag on it, but they don't want to make sure they're in a safe zone. That's another thing that really ticks me off. Every time I see a dead animal on the freeway, it really makes me sick to my stomach, because the people out there that took on that animal, that didn't take the responsibilities and withhold up, the responsibility of a dog owner, so they just throw it away like a disposable piece of shit trash. There we go. Hey people, hey, look here. I was going to show y'all, this is how you train your dog to stay in the car with the windows down, or with the windows up, but the windows down. I do believe it's the law, you don't leave your dog in the car with the windows up with no water. And always leave him water. No, I didn't give that to you. Always leave him water. To drink while I'm in the store, and I leave the windows down, because he's not gonna leave the truck. But you feed him a candy bar. He loves it. Just a little piece. You don't need to feed him a whole bunch. And then, bear with me here. Lights have got to go out. But then, you put the rest of that candy bar on the hood of the truck or car or whatever, and that way, that's his candy bar, and he knows it. You fed him a piece of it. It don't take no rocket scientist to realize anything living's gonna know that's food on the hood. And I'll even prove it to you. Roll down my window, and I'll leave the window down. And I'm gonna go in here and go shopping. And he's gonna, you see this candy bar? You see that candy bar? Yes, sir. Look here. It's going right over here. See it? Hey, I've been in that store messing around now for about an hour. About an hour now. And there he is. He's over here watching Daddy's truck. Yes, he is. He's over here watching Daddy's truck, and he gets some of his candy bar. Uh-huh. You get Daddy's candy bar. You love Daddy, don't you? I love you. You're a good boy for watching Daddy's truck. Love you. Anyway, he's a good dog, and I might get some negative comments on that one, but it's like this, you know. I might get a sign. I always leave him with water in there. Like I said, I can't remember if I said that already or not. But and I might just go ahead and get me a sign that says beware a dog, because all he does is he'll just bark. I mean, I've even had him on a job site when I did air conditioner installs in new frame houses. I had a Latino person come up to me and say, "Hey, senor, I need to get my tool." And what the guy did was he had a ladder in his hand, he had the tool in his hand, and he had a drill in his hand, and he went over there to set the drill down on my toolbox and put the stand the ladder up to where he could get on it and climb up in the roof in the attic. And I followed him over there, and it was sitting on my toolbox, and I said, "Well, go ahead and get it." And he went over there to go get it, and Toothless over here went woof. Anyway. So I thought that was cute. And then the contractor, I taught him how to do the same with the candy bar. I taught him how to watch the house when I went to lunch, and I would take that candy bar and I would nail it up on a rafter, like on a stud up high to where he couldn't get it. And so he would stay in the house while I was gone, and he would watch the house. And one of the contractors said, "Man, that's a wonderful dog you got. I can come up here and I can pet him while you're standing here and everything else. But, if you're going to take a lunch from now on, try to keep it down to 20 minutes or so. Try to get back here or leave every time. When you leave, leave the same time everybody else does, or just secure him in one area, And I told him, okay, man, if I know I'm going to be gone a little bit longer, man, I'll just put all my tools in a pile and I'll rope him to a stud or something, and he'll just stay there. But that's the best dog I've ever had, man. I mean, along with a few others that I've trained the same way. I have two others. One was just untrainable. I don't know what his deal was. I think it's because when he was a puppy, the kids, I used to live down the street from a school, and the kids would call him to the little knothole, and they would poke him in his eye with a stick. And that one right there, it ruined my dog for the rest of my life. I couldn't trust him around nobody. I remember that same kid, he walked down the street about 3 months later, and my wife says, "Dinner time," and because he was tearing the hell out of the blinds and stuff, and I go in there and I tell him, "Hey man, stop, be good," And I walk out to go get back in the truck and work on my truck, and my work truck, and he said, my wife said, "Dinner time," and he ran out the door and beeline for that kid and latched onto his leg, and he bit him, and I had to pay like $600 to have him quarantined and make sure he wasn't a vicious animal. And they knew the story behind it. The kid admitted to it, but I still had to pay all that money, and that ruined that dog. But this one right here, I raised him in a pillow, and I didn't put him out in the backyard at all, because I didn't want to give no chances to ruin something to happen and ruin him for the rest of his life, So this one grew up from the pillow down. Yeah, him sweet babies. Yeah, he's such a good dog. He is. I love him with all my heart, man. I just can't tell you how much a man's best friend, that's what it means.